Episode 13 of the best sports show outgrowing this year. Welcome to Highly Opinionated. I'm your co-host Josh. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the best co-host in the game. What's up, Tim?
What's up with you?
Everything good, my brother?
Yeah, yes, sir. Ready for episode 13, man. We're making progress, man. I love to see
We
it,
are,
man.
we are, man. Thank you, brother. I thank all the guests in the world. First of all, let me thank you, and I will get to Ross in a second. But thank you, brother. You took a chance. Best co-host in the game, man. And I hope this show we can go as far as you and I got it planned for us to go, man.
Definitely. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Appreciate you. The best producer in the game, the guy that makes me and Tim look so good. Ross, what's up, my brother?
What's good, Josh? How you feeling?
I'm good, brother. How you?
I'm good. I can't complain. Definitely ready to get this show started.
Absolutely. I want to thank you guys for watching last week's show. Appreciate you for tuning in to this week's show, episode 13. We aim to be the best. We strive to be the best. We will one day be appointment viewing for you guys. We look forward to being that. So we appreciate the love and the support. Ross, tell them where they can follow us at on our socials.
Yes, sir. First, before I forget, before we give out the social, I do want to give a shout out to our guy Tim hitting his build your parlay this week. So definitely shout out to him. And you already know once I give the show on our Instagram every Thursday night, you can see our parlays for Build Your Parlay. And on that note, on our Instagram, you can follow us at highly opinionated __. And on X or Twitter, you can follow us at highly _SS. And of course, on YouTube, make sure you follow, subscribe, like. Every like, comment counts. It means everything to us. And like I said, we're going to talk back. We're going to comment back.
Absolutely. 41 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. That offer from the great co-host Tim still stands. Our 50th subscriber gets $50. Just have to show us proof to our Instagram page. Take a picture of it, send it to us. We will cash app you, Zelle, Venmo. Shit, if you're lucky, we might hand you the $50.
Right.
One way or another, you will get the $50. So we appreciate that. Again, we appreciate all the love and support. Ross, you're the best, man. We appreciate you.
Yes,
Tim,
sir.
you ready to get it popping?
Let's get it, man. I'm ready.
Let's get it, Tim. Let's get it. So, start off with our college football recap from last week. Week 11 recap. 3 games that we picked and went over. Let's start with the Georgia Bulldogs and the Ole Miss Tigers. We both picked Ole Miss to win. Ole Miss won 28-10. Defensive type of game. Ole Miss, that defensive line, offensive line showed out. They played well. Congratulations to Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin for a big win at home. They beat Georgia. This is Georgia's first loss to any team other than Alabama in the last 3 seasons. So congratulations to Ole Miss. What was your thought process on this game, Tim?
Yeah, that's crazy even to think about that the only team they normally loses to Alabama is like crazy to think about. But on that note, man, like you said, man, defensively, Ole Miss just stifled Carson Beck, forced 3 turnovers, 5 sacks. That's why, man, Beck, man, that's the reason why I'm not with my other team in Georgia because, man, I just don't think he's good enough to get it done for him, man. Like, he's not bad quarterback, but he just not gonna win you them type of games to me. So like, that's why Ole Miss won, and I thought the real game changing moment was one for real when Dart got hurt, and then I can't remember Shorty's name. Shorty came in, Simmons, yeah, he came in and ain't miss a beat, yo. He actually got them their first touchdown drive. You feel me? And I felt like from there on, they was like, Ole Miss was like, oh yeah, we can play with them for sure. And then when Dart came back, it was like, all right, I just handle business. You feel me? So like, shout out to Ole Miss, shout out to Lane Kiffin, man. That was a great win. They still in the playoff hunt, so they gotta finish out strong.
Sure do. They definitely are in the playoff hunt now. That big win against Georgia. Jackson Dart, 13-22, 199 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He was only sacked once. In contrast, Carson Beck, 20-31, 186 yards. He was intercepted once. He was sacked 5 times. You can't win if you don't protect your quarterback. Now, I was high on Carson Beck going into the season. I thought he was the best college quarterback. Obviously, he's not lived up to their expectations, but I will say I don't think it's all on him. I think it's some of the offensive line and some of the skill positions. Some of Georgia's best skill positions. Georgia's 2 best skill position players. One plays for the Chargers, one plays for the Raiders. One is Laird McConkey and one is Brock Bowers. They haven't replaced those guys. ETN, the running back, is good, but Georgia's always going to have good running backs. You need skilled players to win in these type of games, and Georgia doesn't have that right now. So again, congratulations to Lane Kiffin, a big 28-10 win at home to beat Georgia. Next game we're going to go over, Alabama and LSU. This was a blowout. This was a butt whipping. I picked Alabama before this game. The only thing I was wrong at early in the year, I told you that I thought LSU's defense had improved. They have not improved. They literally lost to one play, and that was the quarterback run. Jalen Milroe had 12 attempts for 185 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. He didn't throw for any passing touchdowns. He's a quarterback. He ran for almost 200 yards and had 4 touchdowns by himself. Brian Kelly has a lot of soul searching to do with that defense. He thought he got it fixed early in the year. I thought he made strides, but you can't lose. You just can't lose to one play. They literally lost to one play the whole game. As far as Alabama, congratulations to them. They win. They keep their playoff hopes alive. We will do our redo playoff predictions coming up very shortly. I'm sure Alabama will be on both of our lists.
Yeah, shout out Alabama, man. I thought they would lose this game in Death Valley, but I was wrong. They couldn't stop the run, man. I don't know what they prepped for all week. I don't know what they was looking at, man. I know the field was wet, but it was wet for both teams. It was raining. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand what was the game plan. They look bad on both sides of the ball, honestly. Yeah, and that game, they got an outside chance of making a playoff. I don't know who they have left. I can't remember the last 2 games. I did look it up. Can't remember exactly who it was, but
Alabama.
They have Florida. I know they got Florida this week. The next week, I can't remember who they had. No, LSU.
You said LSU.
Yeah, LSU. Yeah.
Okay. LSU plays. I'm pulling it up.
I know they got Florida. And then after that, I can't remember.
Yeah, they're at Florida. Then they play. They're at Florida. Then they play Vanderbilt at home. Then they finish out the season with Oklahoma at home.
Okay. Yeah. So Vandy might test them a little bit. So yeah, I think LSU probably won't make the playoff. Yeah, I'm leaning. Yeah, they might. Matter of fact, they might because they might win them 3. Yeah, so LSU might.
3 losses. You think the team with 3 losses?
They got 3 losses now, right? 3.
3, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was right. Yeah, I had it right. I thought
they're 6-3.
So. Yeah. No, they won't make the playoff. So yeah, shout out to Alabama though. Milroe got to get. Like I told you, you gotta stop him running. You stop him running, you have a way better chance.
I agree with that. If you stop the run, you got a way better chance of beating him. But you can't just let him just walk up and down. That's something he was walking up and down the field.
Yeah, ridiculous.
So and he was untouched. Couple of touchdowns, long touchdown. So LSU, like I said, they got some soul searching. That defense is not good at all, especially against the run. And in the SEC, you better be good against the run. They'll run the ball down your throat every week. Every week. Last game we picked from last week. We're going to go over from last week. I'm sorry. Shout out to the Colorado Buffaloes. Colorado went on the road and they beat Texas Tech 41-27. Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter both put on another dazzling, spectacular performance. Shedeur Sanders 30 of 43, 291 yards, 3 touchdowns. Travis Hunter 9 catches, 99 yards, a touchdown. That brother was targeted 16 times. It's crazy. So Colorado now, ladies and gentlemen, Colorado controls their own destiny in the Big 12. BYU is undefeated. They're 9-0 in conference. They more likely than not are a shoe-in to go to the Big 12 championship. However, they have to play someone. Colorado is 7-2. Kansas State is 7-2. Iowa State is 7-2. Arizona State, shout out to them. They are 7-2. Colorado's 5-1 in conference. Kansas State is 5-2. Iowa State, Arizona State, and West Virginia are 4-2. So one of those 6 teams is going to face BYU in the Big 12 championship, and I think it will be Colorado. I think they have the most to gain, the most to offer. Shout out to Dion. Shout out to him improving that offensive line. That defensive line, Warren Sapp is making a big difference for those boys on that defensive line. This Colorado team, man, they're looking good.
So for any year to be like an upset year, this would be the year. And Colorado has the talent on both sides to beat anybody. Like especially with them, like they don't run the ball like well, but they run enough, just good enough where though you gotta respect it.
I respect
right?
It,
You know what I'm saying? So and then they got 3 receivers, like all 3 of the receivers. Jimmy Horn Jr., you know about Travis Hunter. I can't remember. What is it?
Shepard, the other one, Shepard.
Shepard, yeah, Shepard,
Well,
yo. They
I'm sorry, Watson. I'm sorry,
Watkins, yeah. Man, like I'm watching that game, yo. They was taking screens, 3rd and 15. They running screen passes for 30. You know what I'm saying? So it's
34
like
yards. Yeah.
it's different over there. So like you said, shout out to Colorado. Texas Tech had their chances early, but that second quarter got ugly for Texas Tech. So shout out Colorado, man. I think they went out. They make the college football playoff.
Yeah, second quarter was 10-0. I'm looking at that third quarter. That third quarter was 21-7. That was to me, that was a real separator in that guy.
Yeah.
Separator in that game, I should say. And yeah, like I said, we kind of was a little worried about Colorado that we lost at Nebraska. But ever since then, they're getting better and better and better. And they are a serious contender in the Big 12. They could beat BYU in the Big 12 championship. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Let's move on to this week games, Tim. Week 12, college football preview. Let's start off with a game that starts at 12 o'clock. Shout out to Tulane, the number 5 Tulane. They go on the road. They play Navy at 12 o'clock. Who you like?
So Tulane can score with anybody. Like I've been watching Tulane for the last couple of weeks. They can score with anybody. Defensively, they're only giving up 19 points a game, so defense pretty good as well. Navy just got back on track. They went on a 2-game losing streak. They lost to Notre Dame. Can't remember who they lost to the week before. I mean, the week after Notre Dame, but they lost to just bounce back. It looked like they back on track with the triple option, and they got a good pass aspect to the triple option, which I love because it's hard to be that disciplined watching the triple option. So I was going back and forth with this game, but I'm gonna go Tulane on the road.
Tulane, okay.
In the close game, I think the spread is
Close
7,
game.
but I think Tulane went by like 4.
Yeah, Tulane's favored by 6.5.
Yeah.
I am going to take Navy. I think it's going to be very hard for Tulane to prepare for that triple option. And again, like you said, Navy with the quarterback that they have, quarterback's actually throwing the ball.
Yeah.
He's actually moving the ball. That last game they played USF. Quarterback, he threw the ball 11 times. He had 58 yards, but he had a touchdown. Most of the time with Navy, they never really threw the ball. They just ran it all the time. So with that element of surprise with the throw, with the element of surprise of the pass, I should say, and this Navy defense only gives up 18 points a game. No, I'm sorry. Navy defense only give up 22 points a game. So if they can hold Tulane relatively close and stay within the game and control the ball, which I think they will, give me Navy at home to beat Tulane. Next game we're going to pick is the number 24 Missouri Tigers at the number 23 South Carolina Gamecocks. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very big game. Missouri still has an outside chance of winning the SEC. They still have a chance. South Carolina is a team that you just do not want to play. I believe, like, they should have beat Alabama. Could have beat Alabama. So with that being said, I am going to take South Carolina at home. I don't think Brady Cook is playing a Missouri starting quarterback. So I guess that's why South Carolina is favored by 12, and I don't know if they'll win by 12. But I like South Carolina to win the game. Give me the Gamecocks at home.
So Missouri defense is really physical. They like to heat up the quarterback. So I think it will be a challenge for South Carolina. But offensively, Missouri doesn't create like a lot of big plays. They wanted to lad, like I think out of 100, I want to say it's over 100 teams in college football. So I think they're like closer to that 100 range from what I heard last week in explosive plays. And South Carolina, man, they just good on both sides of the ball. Give me South Carolina. I told you I love the South Carolina from the team from the beginning of the year. Like you said, man, we don't do the shitter game, but Bama they had, and then the other team they lost. That
LSU.
LSU, yeah, they had LSU too. It was a bad call to me. The quarterback got hit on a pick return. He got pushed, and they called unnecessary roughness. You know what I'm saying? Took away a pick 6. But so to me, you know what I'm saying? They really like a 2-loss, 1-loss team. Like they really talented. You know what I'm saying? So
they are
South Carolina.
And they played quote unquote the higher competition better. Yeah. They playing well. They're in the game. It's not like they're getting blown out. And that Bama game was on the road. So they wasn't like they played Alabama at home. They played Bama on the road and gave Bama everything they wanted. Everything they wanted. We both like South Carolina in this game. Last game that we're going to go over. Number 6, Tennessee. At number 11, Georgia, 7:30. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is not an elimination game for Tennessee, but it damn sure is for Georgia. Georgia cannot lose this game. We know how high Tim has been on the Tennessee Volunteers. Uh, by the way, Georgia is favored by 9 points at home. 7:30. ABC. Chris Fowler, Kurt Herbstreit, Holly Rowe on the call. Tim, you still believe in Tennessee?
Yeah, man. I'm just curious who makes these spreads, man. What do they be
Vegas.
watching, man? Like it's no way you think Georgia, even with Tennessee's lack of like offense, like consistently, I guess no way you see Georgia as a 9 point, like 9 points. Like that's crazy to me. But in this game, man, I think Georgia in trouble, man. Beck been playing bad, man. I ain't gonna lie, for the last month and some change him me playing bad. And the defense just like it's like sometimes like it's good sometimes and then it's terrible. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's no consistency there with their defense. So I'm gonna go with what I know. Tennessee has a dominant defense. They have a good run game, and like I said, if Nico connects on them deep passes like he did last week, I think he keeps doing that. They get the win. Give me Tennessee.
Tennessee Volunteers. So Tim still does believe in Tennessee. I like Tennessee. They have one loss this season. Um, so I like Tennessee. 8-1, Georgia 7-2. I am taking Georgia, and I believe in these games you take the most desperate team. Carson Beck has not played well, as we mentioned in the previous talking about the game from last week. But when Georgia's pushed up, I've seen Georgia pushed up their backs up against the wall against Texas. They balled out. Yeah. So I believe in Kirby Smart. I believe in Carson Beck. I believe that they'll get their situation together. And there's nothing like Kirby hollering and screaming at you after a loss. And they just lost at Ole Miss. So he will have those guys full, undivided attention. Give me the Bulldogs to win this game and make the SEC just a little bit more wackier with all these teams being congested and combined at one or two losses. Give me Georgia. Tim, before the season started, we picked our 12 teams to make the college football playoffs. I'll start us off. So my 12-team playoff predictions before the season was I had Georgia, Ohio State, Florida State, Utah, Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Texas, Miami. Memphis was my group of 5, Alabama, Michigan, and Colorado. Those were the 12 teams I picked before the season started. So obviously, ladies and gentlemen, you see on the screen we have our 12-team redo. As you see on the screen now, here are the 12 teams that I picked to make the playoffs. I picked Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, Alabama, Texas, Georgia, Colorado, Boise State, Notre Dame, Miami, Tennessee, and my last one is BYU. I think the Big 12 will get 2 teams into the college football playoff.
Big 10 gets you.
I think doing my math, the Big 10 gets 3, SEC gets 4, ACC gets 1, Notre Dame, they're not in the conference. Big 12 gets 2, Boise State, Mountain West, and the Big 12 gets 2. So that's the 12-team playoff for me.
I got you. So my original list, I had Florida State, I had Georgia, I had Ohio State, I had Clemson, Notre Dame, LSU, Texas, Penn State, UTSA, Alabama, Michigan, and Colorado. So the adjustments on the new list, I have Ole Miss, I have Ohio State, I have Texas, I have SMU, I have Penn State, I have Colorado, I have Notre Dame, BYU, Indiana, Oregon, Tennessee, and Boise State.
Indiana, okay. So how many teams from the Big 10 make it?
Big 10 would be, I get these conferences mixed up all the time, bro. My fault.
Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana.
Yeah. Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana.
You got Penn State now?
Penn State.
So they get 4 teams. Okay.
They get 4 teams. Yeah.
Okay. SEC. You got Bama in there.
I don't have Bama.
You not have Bama. I'm sorry. Ole Miss.
I have Ole Miss. I think Bama. If Bama makes it to the championship, I got them losing. So I had to put them at 3 losses.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah, I have Ole Miss.
Tennessee.
Yep.
Okay.
Texas in the SEC now, right?
Texas, yep. So that's 3.
Texas. Ole Miss, Texas. My fault. These conferences messing me up.
Man. I know, because you're so used to big.
I'm so used to the regular.
I got you.
Yeah, so those 3.
Okay. So 7 out of yours, the 17 teams in the Big Ten and the SEC combined make it to the playoffs. So who's going to win the national championship?
See, that's I'm gonna give one, but it's hard because like the matchup wise.
You don't know.
Like,
yeah, I got you.
It'd be better for me to see the bracket. You know what I'm saying? The bracket.
This is what we do. We'll pick one now because we pick 12 teams, so we'll pick one, and then when the bracket comes out, then we can give our official.
Yeah, all right, that's a bet. So I'm gonna stick with Tennessee, man. I'm gonna go. Well, I ain't sticking with Tennessee, but yeah, I'm gonna go Tennessee. I've been saying Tennessee since Florida State was shot. So I'm gonna go Tennessee.
I picked Georgia before the season started. I am not keeping with Georgia. I think Ohio State gonna win the national championship. I think the Ohio State Buckeyes will win the championship. They paid for the best team, so they might as well win the championship. And the only position you would question on their team is the quarterback. Everything else they got.
Yeah.
And the quarterback is playing well this year, Will Howard. So let me give him his love. Let me shout out him. Give a shout out to him, I should say. Like, he's playing well. So I think Ohio State. So you like Tennessee? I like Ohio State. Those are our redo 12-team playoffs predictions, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Highly Opinionated. Week 10. We say this like every week, though. Like, the season really, it's so crazy how fast the season really going. Like, we're already at week 10. Like, ladies and gentlemen, there's 8 more weeks left, and then there's no more NFL all day. So we need to cherish this and enjoy this for as much as we got, no matter how much bad football we complain about.
Yeah.
Definitely should cherish it and enjoy it.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's better than nothing. Definitely better than nothing. Let's start with the Thursday night game. A great Thursday night game. I think these two teams, they should play again. The problem is I don't know if they can play again. They might not be able to play again until next year. The Baltimore Ravens beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Which, let me start over. Not start over, but ladies and gentlemen, Tim's Baltimore Ravens. You know Tim loves the Ravens, y'all. He love them, y'all. He love them. Tim's Baltimore Ravens beat the Cincinnati Bengals 35-34. Great game. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. Again, like I said before, all joking aside, these guys should be mandated to play against each other damn near every week. These guys lit up the scoreboard. Lamar Jackson, I'm giving you his stats right now. Lamar Jackson was 25-33, 290 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 7 attempts rushing, 33 yards. Joe Burrow, I mean, he was sensational. 34-56, 428 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 attempts rushing for 6 yards. Both quarterbacks played well. Baltimore Ravens got that dub. Now Cincinnati is 4-6, and it's going to be kind of hard. They're going to have to, put some things together to get back into playoff contention.
Yeah, man. Cincy, they missed so many opportunities this year, man. It's like it's just one of them seasons for them. Normally they figure out a way to bounce back in November. They just can't figure out, and they schedule get harder and harder week by week. If you actually look at the schedule, it get a little treacherous for them. I think they just missed opportunities, man. And I'm gonna talk about the coach later, so I ain't gonna get too much into him. But that I don't like doing the shitter, but both Ravens games were winnable.
Yeah, they were.
And I hope y'all watch the game and see what I meant with the Derrick Henry stuff. You see how he look a little different when he got a. But we'll keep talking about that because when playoffs hit, y'all seen it a little bit the last 2 weeks. Y'all see it way better in the playoffs. That's why y'all be like, oh, he was right. we gonna let y'all. I'm gonna keep like y'all had y'all wet dreams though. Y'all still good right now.
Here you go. Here you go. These
y'all
dreams.
smiling. I know Pittsburgh coming this week. I don't know if y'all gonna be smiling too much after that. But yeah, I feel y'all 7-3.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I talked to a Ravens fan this week. This is why I can't stand the Ravens, just because it's fan. This man told me, he said, I don't think our defense bad. I just think it's miscommunication. I said, yo, y'all had miscommunication for 10 weeks? For 10 weeks, it's been miscommunications?
Miscommunication.
Like, come on, bro. 3 to 4 weeks, I can go with 10 weeks. Y'all had miscommunications?
Miscommunication.
You're right. It was miscommunication. That's why, you know what I'm saying? That's why I just
that man you talk about, he watched this show?
Yeah, he watched.
Hey, bro, whenever you're ready to come on, bro, I got you. Just hit us up. You ready? We waiting for you. I didn't disagree with your take on Derrick Henry last week. I listened and then I kind of like put my spin on it about the traditional running back. Yeah. Now I will say this, to be fair, the Ravens were down 14 in that game, so it's kind of hard to run the ball when you're down 14. And Derrick Henry, he still had 16 attempts. He had 68 yards. He had a touchdown. So to be fair to him, he had, but I agree with you. Like, it does take him a little bit time to get going. Once he gets going, he's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, does he use size to his ability? You damn right, he does, and that helps him that helps him be one of the best running backs in the league. Now, as far as Cincinnati, like I said, they're 4-6. It's going to be kind of hard for them to make the playoffs. Like you said, they have a challenging schedule coming up. Their next few games, they play. Next Sunday, they play at not San Diego, at the LA Chargers Sunday Night Football. And then they have a bye week. And then after that, the Pittsburgh comes to them at home. So after that, they play the Cowboys. They'll beat the Cowboys. But they have 2 tough games. I think I feel like they got to get to 6-6 to have a chance. 5-7, maybe. When you get to 5-7, you cutting it close.
Yeah.
Because now you can't lose nothing. So Bengals kind of put themselves in a tough position. But yeah, 2 great games by the Bengals and the Ravens. Hopefully we get to see it a third time. Next game we're gonna go over. The game of the window for the 1:00 time was this game. Watch this game thoroughly inside and out. Shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Shout out to Russell Wilson. My guy Russell Wilson just finding ways to win. The Steelers beat the Commanders 28-27. Russell Wilson 14-28, 195 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Jaylen Warren had 66 yards rushing. Najee Harris had 53. Cordell Patterson added 14. The Pittsburgh Steelers, in my opinion, when they needed to get to Jaden Daniels, they got to Jaden Daniels. They made him at times look like a rookie, which I knew they would. T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith. Shout out to Preston Smith. He got some pressures for his first game with the Steelers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is no hate to the Washington Commanders. I think they're an ascending team. But just like Tim said about the Baltimore Ravens fans being a little bit obnoxious, the Washington Commanders fans, in my opinion, the people that I deal with, they're a little bit obnoxious. They started off at 7-2, and that's great. It doesn't mean that you're an elite team. Your schedule should say you should be 7-2. You really haven't really played anybody. The toughest teams you played the Buccaneers, you played the Ravens, you lost those games. The games that you won, you beat the Giants, you beat the Bengals, who are sporadic. You beat the Cardinals. That was your best win of the season. You beat them 42-14 on the road. However, if Arizona played Washington today, I think Arizona would beat Washington. So it's triple how the NFL works. So Washington is having a good year. They're not going to the Super Bowl. You feel me? They're not that good. They're a good story, but they're not a championship contending team. So with that being said, let's just keep improving. Let's add some pieces during the offseason. I think next year the Commanders could be a viable contender. But this year, they got to learn who they are. So,
yeah, man, this game, man, boy, man, dangerous, man. I told you they was going to get
dangerous.
You know what I'm saying? They wasn't going to go. Mike Tomlin record versus rookie quarterbacks is insane. I think it was like 26-5, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, they very rarely lose to a rookie quarterback. And you know what I'm saying? Mike Williams, he look a little different now. He ain't playing with the Jets. I know he ain't play a lot, but game-winning touchdowns, you know what I'm saying? Look a little different. But yeah, I think the Steelers should have actually won by more points in this game.
Should have.
I don't think Washington was, you know what I'm saying, 1 point, like 1 point, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't really 1 point of separation to me. I think the Steelers are clearly better than Washington. Yeah, shout out to Mike Tomlin and them guys, man. They got a big one this week, man. Shout out to the Steelers.
Yeah. Washington, Pittsburgh and Washington, big games, big division games.
For sure.
Big division games. Last game we're going to go over. This game brought so much joy to my heart. So much joy to my heart. The Detroit Lions. Shout out to the Detroit Lions. The grit, the grind. Dan Campbell, you are a very good coach. A very, very, very good coach. The Detroit Lions beat the Houston Texans 26-23 in a game that the Detroit Lions had no business of winning. Jared Goff had 5 interceptions. 5. 15-30, 240 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5 picks. Jahmyr Gibbs, 19 attempts, 71 yards, no touchdowns. David Montgomery, he got his touchdown as usual. The Houston Texans, ladies and gentlemen, they were up 23-7 in the third quarter. 23-7. And the Lions came back and they beat them. CJ Stroud, 19-33, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Joe Mixon, 25 attempts, 46 yards, 1 touchdown. The Lions won this game for 2 reasons. They stopped Joe Mixon, which is the heart of the Houston Texans, without Nico Collins and without Stephon Diggs. The heart of the team is Joe Mixon. See the difference Joe Mixon has in Cincinnati. He's not there. And see what they're doing in Houston that he is there. Part one of why the Lions came back. The Lions also came back because they have grit and grind. I mentioned that earlier. But the real reason why they came back, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting closer to the screen. I just want to know when y'all get on me about the Jets. I got that wrong. I picked the Jets to go to the Super Bowl. They're not going. They suck. I will definitely mention them in my observation. I've been trying to tell y'all CJ Stroud ain't been playing good. Oh, Josh, you don't know what you're talking about, man. They winning, man. They good, man. They got it, man. For real, they good. Sir, the only reason why the Texans are winning is because they're in the worst division in the NFL. Let me repeat that again. The worst division. The worst division in the NFL. This team, people were talking about being a number one seed, number 2 seed. They're 6-4. If they were in the AFC North, AFC East, AFC West, they possibly wouldn't make the playoffs. CJ Stroud was having a sophomore slump, y'all.
Yeah, man. Well, that was one of my takeaways last year about CJ Stroud. So hopefully one day they'll listen to both of them. You know what I'm saying? We get more right than wrong, but they
absolutely
bring up the wrong. You know what I'm saying? You know how the world works. That's just how it goes.
Tim.
But yeah, man, that was a letdown by the Texans, man. I'm not gonna hold you, man. CJ Stroud, boy. That pick in the end zone when Shorty was wide open.
Wide open. Shout out to my boy Carlton Davis. He got 2 picks on him.
Yeah, I said, dang, boy. The Lions, man. Lions, I guess they like the Chiefs, yo. They just can figure out how to win.
Find a way to win.
I thought I'm not gonna say I thought the game was over, but I thought it was in the Texans' favor. I said something. I was watching the game. I said they do need to score here though, just to be comfortable. And that's when he threw that other pick, and I was like, yeah, it's about to be a game again. If you just know how game flows and stuff like this work, like Detroit not sorry, so like they not gonna score no points at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna hold them to 13 the whole game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to the Lions, man. They a tough out, man. They a tough out.
Tough out, yeah. Dan Campbell, like I said, hell of a coaching job. His offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn. I would be totally surprised if both of those guys on the staff next year. Both of those guys will probably be head coaching candidates and get head coaching jobs if they so choose want that. The Lions, I love what they got. The Texans, like I said, getting back to them, they've been a disappointment. One of the biggest disappointments this year. And again, like I said, the only reason why they're gonna make the playoffs is because they're in that division. They weren't in that division, man. They wouldn't have a chance. Wouldn't have a chance at all. Let's do our week 10 takeaways. Start us off as usual, my brother.
I'm gonna start off with Thursday's game, man. Zach Taylor, man, he blew a lot of opportunities, man. I just be wondering, right? Like what application do I need to fill to get like any type of job in the NFL? Like, I just want to know, because like Ravens won the game, so you know what I'm saying. But it's like, yo, 4th and 1, 30-yard pass. That just sounds good to the teams. Like, hey, it's just like 4th and 1. Like, we need this. We need a yard.
A yard.
Why are we throwing it 40 yards down? And they did that twice. It wasn't like he did it once. Once I'd have been like, oh, you know what? try to catch them. You know what I'm saying? I try to catch them thinking they playing closer coverage. I'm trying to go over top. They did it twice. Like in the me, I know the 2-point conversion was really, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna talk about that. But those really was the game changing plays because they stopped drives and gave Ravens shorter fields. So it was like exactly what are you doing? Like what are you doing? 4th and 1, scheme up something to get 2 yards, bro. Make him run a route 3-4 yards. So if he got to come back to the ball, he still, you know what I'm saying? He still pass a yard. Zachary Taylor, you might be up for your job, man. I don't know, man. We gonna see, but that's my first one. Man, Falcons, man, y'all such a letdown, bro. Like like, and the crazy thing is, I told myself, y'all probably lose this game. Like I was telling myself all the week, and I was like, y'all probably lose this game because this is just what y'all do. Y'all just inconsistent. Like it's just y'all seesaw. We don't know what Falcons team.
I don't know what Falcons team we gonna get.
And the crazy thing is, like, if you look at, like, that's why I tell people numbers don't mean everything. You look at the numbers, Kirk and them actually played good. For the most part, they just didn't score in the red zone. You know what I'm saying? They kicking field goals. And then Young Ho Cool, I think he missed 3 yesterday. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? They gotta get more consistent to be like, I'm not saying a contender, but like to do something. They gonna win the division, but to do something, win a game at least, you gotta some type of consistency. Man, one of my homeboys always say this, man. He said, man, the Texans folded like laundry last night, man.
Folded like laundry. Yeah, they did.
They folded like laundry, man. I was so disgusted. Like you just lost the game with our other quarterback threw 5 interceptions. And don't get me wrong, all of them was like 2 of them was tipped. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we just want to put that out there, ladies and gentlemen. All 5 picks were not Jared Goff's fault.
Yeah. 2 of them was tipped from what I remember. The other 3 was good plays. I mean, bad ball placement. The other 3 you could say was his fault.
Yeah.
But 5 interceptions, Stroud, and y'all don't win the game. Like y'all don't. 5 interceptions, y'all don't win the game. Y'all scored no points in the second half. None. Like none. Like none. And my last take, man. The Steelers' resiliency, man. I like what I saw because, man, that fumble Warren had at that one, man. A lot of teams lose that game after that.
Absolutely.
Mentally, they don't check back in. Like, it's like, dang, shorty. Like, they don't say it, but it'd be like, yo, that fumble, you know what I'm saying? Like, that fumble, it could have ended the game. They get 2-3 first down, you know what I'm saying? It could have ended the game, but they was resilient enough to get the stop. Dangerous to a bond to Mike Williams, and the rest was history, you know what I'm saying? So, shout out to the Steelers' resiliency, man. I like what I saw with them come back in a tough situation.
Got you. Yeah, the Steelers, they definitely we'll get to them in our next segment. Yeah, they got a big game this week. That's what we just gonna keep emphasizing, that big game. My takeaways this week. My first takeaway is the Arizona Cardinals are the 3rd best team in the NFC. They are the 3rd best team in the NFC, behind Detroit, behind the Eagles. I think they're better than the Falcons. I think they're better than the Vikings. I think they're better than the Packers. Now, some of these teams they played, they lost to. Okay, fine. But right now, Arizona's they looking good. This is the Kyler Murray that everybody thought they would have been seeing and would have seen. I love what they're doing, and they play a smash mouth physical brand of football. My next takeaway, it's time, Mr. Rogers. It's time. Yeah, it's time. You know, sometimes in life, yo, it's okay, yo. When you get old, you know, you just gotta sit on the porch, yo, sit in the rocking chair. And it's okay. You feel me? Don't mean you a bad guy. Don't mean you ain't got it. You feel me? Just sometimes in life, things pass you by. Aaron Rodgers, when you watch him play, it looks hard. Like the simple stuff looks it like a pass to Devontae Adams shouldn't look hard. I watched the Jets and the Cardinals game like through the 4:00 window because I wasn't really interested in the Eagles and the Cowboys. We all knew how that was going to go. The Cowboys ain't having it. And even if they got people, they still ain't good this season. Aaron Rodgers, it looks hard, bro. It looks like, yo, like throwing the ball like from here to there is hard. Like, I think it's time. Now, I don't know if he will because you don't want to go out like that. Your last year, you should end up with an injury. This year, you're not playing well, not playing to your expectations. But it looked hard. The offensive line looked bad. The defense looked like they quit. He don't look good. They already fired the coach. It's just like a whole shit show in New York. My next observation is I want to give some love to who I have, and you and Ross don't know this. I'm doing this off the fly, off the fly. My top 5 quarterbacks this year: Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jared Goff, and Justin Herbert. I love what I told y'all. I told y'all it was going to happen. I told y'all, ladies and gentlemen, I know the people that I'm saying them again. Lamar Jackson.
Hold up,
Joe
yo.
Burrow, Lamar Jackson.
I got water in my ear anyway, so it's going on in my ear. I got to make sure I heard that one right.
I know, you heard it right. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jared Goff, and Justin Herbert. That is my 5th. He's been playing. Now, I will say this. Honorable mention is Kyler Murray. Because Kyler Murray, I want Kyler getting this graphic too. So Kyler deserves credit too. But those 5 guys, obviously Jared Goff had 5 picks. So I know that's
of course that's going to sound crazy.
Okay, now, I get that. But he's been playing well. All these six guys have been playing well. They have been playing the quarterback position the best. Kyler Murray is getting it done with that offensive line. He's running, passing it, making Arizona more than a surprise team, in my opinion, making them a contender. We know what Lamar Jackson is. We know what Josh Allen is. We know what Joe Burrow is. I want to give love to Justin Herbert. Jim Harbaugh is doing what I thought he would do with Justin Herbert. Ground and pound. Not your favorite. We get that. We already had an episode about that 5. But what ground and pound does, Justin Herbert threw the ball on Sunday 18 times. He was 14 of 18, over damn near close to 200 yards, and he had a touchdown. That minimizes him from putting the ball in danger, which really maximizes his potential and elevates him to me as being a top 5, top 6 quarterback because he's not turning the ball over. That's my biggest bugaboo with him. He turned the ball over too much. He's not doing that. So shout out to the top 6 quarterbacks again. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, and Kyler Murray. You 6 guys, you playing the quarterback position tremendously.
One question.
Yes, sir.
Would you say I'm not going to say the only way that formula works. He's been throwing the ball more before that, right? The last 3-4
Yeah,
games.
he's threw the ball, yeah.
Do you think it's because the Texans, like I think that formula works for bad teams, where though I don't think you could beat good teams with just ground and pound. Like I said, I like the balance. Like he throw the ball 25, 30 times, they run the ball about 20, 25 times. I think that's the balance for him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying.
But the problem that the Chargers got, their weaponry isn't the best. So that's why ground and pound, ground and pound for them is the most essential thing for them to do. I like that weaponry. I like Quentin Johnson. He's coming along. I like the tight ends. Hayden Hurst. What's the other tight end they got? I can't remember. Disley. Ain't they got Disley?
Yeah. Disley.
Yeah. Okay. I like Laird McConkey. I like the other. I like Palmer. So they got weapons. But I'm saying for Harbaugh, he's a ground and pound smash guy. That's his style, and I feel like that benefits. If you look at all these quarterbacks, what do they all have in common other than Joe Burrow? They can run the ball.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All their teams can run the ball. Lamar Jackson got Derrick Henry. Only quarterback I mentioned that can't have a run game is Joe Burrow. Jared Goff got a run game. Kyler Murray got a run game. Justin Herbert got a run game. Lamar Jackson got a run game. And the other quarterback that I mentioned, trying to think. Look, Josh Allen. He's part of the run game, but James Cook is playing well.
He run good. Yeah, he run good.
So yeah, you run the ball and you play well. Yeah, I like that. My last takeaway, simply put, Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold. Now, my compadre picked him to win Comeback Player of the Year award. He still could win that. He picked the Vikings to be a surprise team. They definitely are a surprise team. They are 7-2 right now, so they are a surprise team. But the Vikings, I'm not gonna say they got championship aspirations, but I just think Sam Darnold gonna get in their way. That game yesterday with Jacksonville, the Vikings should have lost. They won 12-7. Sam Darnold had 3 interceptions, including 2 terrible interceptions in the red zone. In the playoffs, Tim, you know this. You cannot do that. That's my biggest problem with Sam Darnold. That's why when you compare Baker and Sam, I'm always going to give the nod to Baker. Baker will turn the ball over. Yes, he has that thrown in him. He has that. They all quarterbacks have that in them to turn the ball in, but not like that guy. Sam Darnold was a turnover machine at USC. He was a turnover machine with the Jets. He was a turnover machine with the Panthers. He wasn't a turnover machine with the 49ers because he didn't play like that. I think you are who you naturally are. Baker Mayfield is a gunslinger. Sam Darnold is a turnover machine waiting to happen. Especially when you get to his his mental. And I thought the Jaguars got to his mental yesterday because some of his throws, you were like, bro, like you're an NFL starting quarterback. You shouldn't be making them throws. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Highly Opinionated. Week 11 NFL preview. 3 games this week we're going to go over. Let's start off with the big marquee game Thursday night. The Washington Commanders go on the road. They play the Philadelphia Eagles. Thursday night, 8:15, Amazon. I would ask my compadre who he's going to take, but we all know who he's going to take. So I'm going to just spare the excitement for both of you, for the rest of you guys. We both like the Eagles. The Eagles are favored by 3. I think the Eagles are. We both think. I'm speaking for Tim. We both think the Eagles are the better team. We both like Saquon Barkley. This Washington defense is subpar to say the least. I expect Saquon Barkley to have a good game. The Washington Commanders traded for Marshawn Lattimore. He did not play on Sunday. They better have him on Thursday because he's going to have to do something with that big body A.J. Brown and that Devontae Smith fellow, along with Dallas Goedert. Johnny Wilson caught a touchdown pass in Dallas on Sunday. I like him. I like Dotson. I like he's going against his former team, so he knows the former team inside and out. We both like the Eagles.
Yeah.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah, fly, Eagles, fly. Yeah, simple put. Like he said, we like the Eagles. They coming off a 5-game winning streak. Defense been playing way better than what they started. I like what I'm saying on that side of the ball. I think they get Jaden Daniels. I think they force a turnover too. But I like the Eagles. Eagles win comfortably by like 7 to 10 points.
Absolutely. We agree on that. The next game, again, another big one. Sunday at 1 o'clock. You know, I usually watch Red Zones. I think this weekend, I'm gonna just watch this one. I think this is the one at 1 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, that you have to watch. The Baltimore Ravens go on the road. 7-3 Baltimore Ravens go on the road. They play the Pittsburgh Steelers. 7-2 Pittsburgh Steelers. This is Pittsburgh's first divisional game. The Baltimore Ravens are favored by 3 on the road. Who you like?
So, man, the Ravens are coming off another Thursday night thriller versus the Bengals, so they got a little longer time to rest. Pitt just beat Washington in a close game. I was actually leaning back and forth on this game, but I think the Steelers load the box, and I think they force 2 turnovers. And I think Russ has another clean game. So give me the Steelers in a tight game.
Steelers on the road. I mean, at home. I'm sorry, I said on the road. Yeah. Steelers at home to beat the Baltimore Ravens. This is tough. I've been dreading this the whole show. I like both teams. I do. I love the Steelers. I love Russ. I love Mike Tomlin. I like John Harbaugh. I like Jim Harbaugh too, but I like John. I like Lamar. So in situations like this, you have a division rival. You go with the better team who is hotter at the moment. I'm going to take the... Woo, it's tough, man. It's tough. This is tough. I am going to take the Baltimore Ravens to go on the road and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Ravens will win. However, I do think the Steelers, it will be a close game. But I think the Ravens will find a way to get some pressure on Russell Wilson. And I think, like you said, with Lamar turning the ball over once or twice, I think Russ might turn the ball over once or twice. So in a tough, close, gritty game, I think the Baltimore Ravens will pull it out. So give me the Ravens on the road to beat the Steelers. The last game that we're going to go over, I think the game of the year. CBS thinks it's the game of the year. I've never seen a pregame show say that they're going to do a pregame show live from a football game. CBS, the NFL Today, they're taking their show on the road. They're going to Buffalo, and they'll be traveling with not with the Kansas City Chiefs, but they'll be traveling along with the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs at Buffalo Sunday, 4:25 CBS. Jim Nash, Tony Romo, Tracy Wilson, the whole CBS gang will be there. Who you like?
So man, both these teams on crazy win streaks, man. So definitely going to be a good game. Bills offense clicking on all levels. Josh Allen got it done last week without Kenyon Coleman, without Amari Cooper. They still put up 30. So they still, you know what I'm saying, move the ball with ease. KC found another way to win last week. They blocked a field goal at time expired. You know what I'm saying? But they haven't looked impressive. So with that being said, I think that gets them their first out this week. I think the Bills will show how serious they are of a contender this week, and I think the Bills get the win.
Bills Mafia, stand up.
Yeah.
We agree. I like Buffalo. This is they gotta win this game. Straight up. They have to win this game. This is very important for Buffalo. Kansas City's undefeated, like you said. Buffalo's at home. They're favored by 2.5. They should win this game. Buffalo is the better team currently right now. I know Kansas City's undefeated, but Buffalo is playing better than what Kansas City is right now, especially on the offensive end. Now, defensively, Kansas City's defense is balling out. They've been balling out all season. But I like the Bills. I think Josh Allen, this win will move him up in the MVP conversation. Any win against Patrick Mahomes to do that. But I think this win, if he has a clean game. The one thing I didn't like Sunday with Buffalo at the Colts, Josh Allen turned the ball over. Yeah. You cannot turn the ball over against Kansas City. This defense is too good, they feast on opportunities.
For sure.
You cannot give them opportunities to put the ball back in 15's hands who wants to put the ball in 8 or 87. DeAndre Hopkins and Travis Kelce. Buffalo don't turn the ball over. The Buffalo Bills to win the game. Give me the Buffalo Bills. Well, give us the Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia, stand up. I like the Bills. I'm riding with the Bills. Before we go, ladies and gentlemen, college basketball started last week. It was a great week of college basketball. Great week. The beginning of it. Any takeaways you had from that, Tim?
Shout out UCF, man. They got a big win. Was it at home or on the road?
They won at home.
At home.
They beat Texas A&M. They beat the number 13 Texas A&M.
Shout out UCF. I didn't see the game. I just checked. I scored a check. Mikey wanted to see what Mike Williams would do. The other kid they got that's supposed to be real good, and they did what they were supposed to, man. That's one of my observations. I'm gonna get a little bit more into basketball this week. I ain't really start looking. I'm still in like football mode. Like
no, I got you. You know
what I'm saying? Because they just start, so it's like, all right, I'll catch it. Just start 10 games and I see what's going on.
Well, last week it wasn't that many marquee games. You did have Baylor and Gonzaga. You did have Baylor and Arkansas. You had Houston and Auburn. Auburn beat Houston in Houston. It wasn't a home game for Houston, but they beat them. Shout out to Bruce Pearl. He always gonna get them guys shooting them threes and playing good defense. Yeah. But this is the week where you actually get good matchup on matchup. As you can see on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday we have Michigan State versus number 1 Kansas. Number 23 Kentucky versus number 7 Duke. 9 o'clock. Both games on ESPN. That's the Champions Classic. Those games are in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. Georgia this year. I know most people look at the Champions Classic as Illinois or New York, but they actually moved it to the State Farm Arena in Georgia. So looking forward to that. Friday, you have 5 good games. Number 21 Florida at Florida State, 6 o'clock. Number 2 Alabama at number 14 Purdue at 7 o'clock. Number 18 Marquette at Maryland, 8 o'clock. Number 10 Arizona at Wisconsin, 9 o'clock. Ohio State at the aforementioned number 13 Texas A&M, who lost to Mikey Williams and UCF, like you said last week. Great week of college basketball, as you heard from Tim. Tim is going to start getting more watching the game, so we'll start definitely talking about it more. Definitely have college, we call them college basketball experts on, give their opinions and give you guys who they should be looking out for this season and who not to look out for. But those are the games of the week this week, in my opinion. So you guys make sure you watch. Good to have you back, college basketball. We will definitely be putting some eyeballs on you guys definitely this week with these great games that we had.
Sure.
For the best producer in the game, Ross. For the best co-host in the game, Tim. I'm Josh. This is Highly Opinionated, episode 13. We out. See you next week.
Appreciate y'all.